So this morning we we had some thoughts about overstimulation, and I think I am overstimulated because what I've been doing is I've been scrolling a lot on my phone, especially when I wake up, because it's almost like this big desire to have something spark a thought so I can then film in the morning, rather than letting it sort of technical difficulties, rather than letting it just naturally, the thought just naturally happen. I guess it is forcing it a bit. So I think I'm overstimulated, and also at night watching stuff, it's like I've got to watch something. So what I've done instead, is that right? Yeah. What I've done instead is started reading a book, because I do like reading. The only issue is I don't feel stimulated enough when I'm reading. Like, that either can be because the book's boring, or also it could be, you know, the thoughts while I'm reading is I could just be watching a series here and I'd be more entertained, which to me is a sign of I want more stimulation and more stimulation, and then it's just this cycle of wanting more. So I sort of recognised that, and I thought, what we'll do instead is we'll read. We'll give reading another go. I think I bought a new book anyway, prior to this thought, and I only realised this thought once I was reading. I mean, I'll be honest, the book's absolutely shit. It's such a strange book. I do not understand what the hell is going on with it, but it's oddly satisfying of how bad the book is. Or not how bad the book is, but how plain the book is. It's Ernest Hemingway. What's it called? Men Without Women, something like that. And yeah, maybe I'm not intelligent enough to interpret what the hell is going on. I thought I did last night a bit, but it just seems like plain old stories, if I'm honest. Like, there's no point to the story. There's no... Do you know what I mean? A woman and a man walks into a bar. Sounds like a joke. But they walk into a bar, sit down, have a drink, have a conversation, and that's it. Like, nothing happens. But it's weirdly satisfying to be so destimulated that I quite enjoy it. And that's what sparked the thought of maybe I'm overstimulated, because there's some kind of calmness and peace in the fact that I'm just reading this book and it's more boring. It's like nothing's happening. It's so strange. And I have this sort of attraction to the book now. I'm like, we got, you know what I mean? When it gets to this time at night, we read a chapter of the book. We read one of the, the short stories. We read one of the short stories and destimulate my mind. And then it sort of resets me. Because I do feel like I'm at a bit of a point where I've peaked in stimulation, like at this moment in time, for some reason. I think it's I think there's a lot going on, especially with these videos. I'll keep going on about it, but it's the first month of posting, and it's figuring out a routine, figuring out a system of how I want it and what I want to do. I'm still debating, do I post a video every day, or do I do every 2 days? Now, every 2 days is easy. It's pretty simple. And then maybe I just fill in the gaps of what I can. But part of me is like, do every day. You know, I've got a year's worth of content that I want to get out there and almost be done with, and almost, you know, almost use. Whereas if I did 2 videos every day, I mean, I'd be posting an old video every week, and it would take, you know what I mean, years. But anyway, what I'm saying is, there's so much stimulation of thoughts and researching a bit and kind of, let's think about it. That me doing that is unnatural, and I don't want to be so focused on posting. Like, it does actually take up quite a bit of time to actually post and to organize things, that it's too much time thinking about all this rather than just filming. And I've heard podcasters. I've heard, who was it, Chris Williamson. I hear him talking about, you know, he's trying to get himself an assistant so he can focus on just filming. Because I completely get it. Everything else around it takes more time and work than the actual filming. And, you know, if it's the podcasting that he loves, the right thing to do, in my mind, is you focus on that. That's what you do. And like you said, obviously he's in a fortunate position to have other people doing it for him. But for me, you know, I'm not at that stage, so I've got to do it all myself. So it's doing these tasks that I don't want to do, and I think I then seek other stimulation to almost, I don't know, pleasure myself or calm myself or whatever. And I think it's then really searching for stimulation, because it is a de-stressor. You know, scrolling on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that is an actual de-stressor. When it, you know, that's why we like it, because it's it increases your dopamine, which I'm pretty sure, not a scientist here, but I'm pretty sure when your dopamine goes up, your cortisol goes down. Maybe. Could be completely wrong on that one. So, you know, it's reaching for this dopamine hit that de-stresses me. Or it's not that I am stressed, but it's that I'm almost doing things I don't want to do, and it doesn't really matter that much to me about posting. You know, like I've said, like I've done, I guess, in the past year, I filmed just for me. And now posting, I've got to do things that doesn't have any benefit to me, I guess, is what the conclusion is. There's no benefit to me posting, or no immediate benefit right now to me posting. So it feels like a task that's you just have to do, which there are always those tasks in life, and that's where stimulating yourself isn't the answer, I guess. You know, but because you're always going to be searching for the next big stimulation, the next one, until I guess life naturally destimulates you, or you figure it out yourself. You know, for me, nature's a great destimulator. Going on a hike, going on a walk, going on a run in nature destimulates me, and I guess de-stresses me, or not. I have a bit of a nag against the word de-stress, because I'm not stressed. You know, in relative to all the stresses that I've experienced and all the stresses you see, it's not stress. So I do find it difficult to call this stress, because it's not stress. But yeah, I don't know, for some reason being outside de-stimulates me if it's just casually going on a walk or whatever. But now obviously I've come across this book that also does the same thing, so it's another opportunity to do it, because it's hard to fit walks in for me in my life and stuff like that. You'll probably go on a walk every week or whatever, so you can fit it in. But yeah, overstimulation, I think sometimes, I mean, it's not too deep, I'm not paying attention to it 24/7, but it was just a little bit of a moment of like realizing, oh yeah, maybe you're getting satisfaction from this book because it is kind of boring, and it's quite nice for it to be boring or to have no point. Because I think as well, a lot of the time for me, I'm searching for a point, I'm searching for a meaning, I'm searching for a reason for whatever is happening, whether it's a deeper meaning or not. I'm searching for a meaning. When I'm going through these thoughts, I'm trying to come to a conclusion with something. So, filming does increase me trying to find a meaning to things. And how weirdly satisfying is it to read a book that it literally doesn't have a meaning to it, or I can't find the meaning to it, I can't see it, which again is still oddly satisfying. But yeah, that's what's going on in my head this morning. So peace.